Hi everyone, I recently made some paper jack-o' lanterns to use as Halloween or fall decor on my shelf, and I want to show you how to make them. To start off, you need a piece of orange square paper. The reason I'm using orange is because the end result obviously will look more like a pumpkin. So we want to fold it in half to get a long rectangle like that. And if you're familiar with making an origami water bomb or just a paper balloon, this is very similar, except we want it elongated, just a little bit more shorter and fatter, I guess, like a pumpkin. So instead of folding it in half again at this step, we want to leave 1 centimeter of gap before the edge. So like that, and make a crease, and then we're going to unfold it and do the same with the other side. So again, leave about 1 centimeter or like a finger width before the edge of the paper. It's going to be the ridge of the pumpkin and also a guideline for us to do the next step. But before I fold the next step, I want to make another ridge. So instead of leaving 1 centimeter, this time leave 2 centimeters or about 2 finger widths, and then make another crease. And this is making another ridge on the pumpkin that I think helps it look more like a real pumpkin. So we're going to do the same, make an extra crease on the other side. So again, leave about 2 finger spaces or 2 centimeters before the edge and make a crease. So now we want to continue making the pumpkin, and I kind of made a mistake there, so pretend you don't see the diagonal lines. You want to fold the folded edge down to the more medial crease. So that's the one that's closer to the middle, the one that you did, the crease that you made first, where there was only 1 centimeter before the edge. Then open or partially open the fold. We're going to invert it inside so that it's folded on the inside. And do the same to the other side. Open it up and then invert that outer corner down. So you might find it easier to sort of flatten it, open it up and flatten it the way I did, so it kind of looks like a house with a very big roof. And then we're going to close it back and conceal it up, like that. And now we're going to open up one of the triangles like this to show the little white strip there. And we're going to fold the corner up close to the top. Now the corner that you fold up should not be an acute corner. There should be a little bit of flat space there. So we're going to do the same to both sides of the triangle like that. And we're going to fold the outside edges in so that this part is really similar to a water bomb, if you're familiar with that. We're going to fold the 2 little corners in, and then we're going to shove those 2 flaps inside the pockets that we just folded. So to make that easier, I'm going to fold it down once first so that the flap is a little smaller, poke our finger into the hole there, and then try to tuck the part that we just folded inside, like that. And then just flatten it and make it all neat. Do the same thing to the other side. So fold it down once just to make the flap a little bit smaller and easier to insert into the pocket. And then open the pocket with the finger. So the bigger the piece of paper you use, the easier this part is. Anyway, so I've opened it, and then we're going to tuck the piece of paper or the part that we folded inside so it fits nicely like this. So we're pretty much done folding of the pumpkin. in the opening at the top there is going to be where the stem inserts. So we see we have our ridges here, and that area in the middle with the rectangle area is going to be where you want to draw the face. So I'm going to use a Sharpie. Now I use a gold Sharpie here, and I think it's better to use a black Sharpie just to have more contrast. Okay, so our pumpkin has been fully inflated. You can see the ridges, they sort of add to the pumpkin look, but we're missing a stem, so we're going to make that now. To make the stem, we need a piece of green pipe cleaner, and this is about 15 centimeters. Just fold it in half, or bend it in half, and then leave about a centimeter space where it's bended. Take one end and wrap it around the other half, and then wrap it a few times, and then just coil that end, the rest of it, around itself to make sort of a spirally sprout, I guess. We're just going to fold the end a little bit to make it stand a little bit better. So I actually thought that the gold face just wasn't, there just wasn't enough contrast, so I went over it again with a black Sharpie. I'm just going to inflate this one and put the stem in. So just for the second time, dropping the stem in, and from the top angle it looks a little bit odd with a gap, but from the side, if you're putting it on the shelf, it looks quite convincingly like a pumpkin. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this tutorial. Leave your comments below if you tried it, and happy Halloween! Our pumpkin, our witch, and our little paper pumpkins, all different degrees of ripe.